Momma Cuisine Johanna Cook, and you are watching this week's episode of Great Everyday Meals, where we are making recipes with simple ingredients and basic cooking techniques. It's December, it's Christmas time, and we're always looking for really good, simple, yet elegant recipes to make for our friends and our family. Today I'm going to show you a really great recipe for roasted fennel and orange salad. It's not as fancy as it sounds, and it's actually really simple, and I'm going to show you a couple of really great tricks to make this simple salad super elegant and something that your friends and family will be wowed with when they see it at the dinner table. First, I have my oven heating up already at 350 degrees. We are going to roast some fennel. I have here a couple of fennel bulbs. If you see, this is fennel. You may have passed by this at the store and wondered what it was. It's a bulb, looks kind of like an onion from far away, and it has a really great licorice taste. I personally hate licorice, but what I like about fennel is that when you roast it, it becomes really sweet, it gets caramelized, and it is delicious. I like it way better when it's roasted. So I have here a couple of them that we're going to take the ends off and just keep the bulb. Now these things actually have a great licorice taste to it. You can add it into the salad if you really love it, or you could just toss it, put it in your compost pile. You could do whatever you want with that, but we're really needing just the bulbs. We're going to take any of the outer parts that are not too good, and what we're going to do is just simply slice them up thin. Oh, and you could smell it right away. Right when you slice into it and cut into the fennel, you can smell that licorice smell right away. We're going to put that here, and we're going to do the same thing with our next one. Here, we're going to put it on our cookie sheet. Oops, we don't need the ends, we just need the slices. And what we're going to do now is add a little bit of olive oil. Don't be shy. Some salt. Make sure you season it well. And a little bit of fresh cracked pepper. Just like that. Super simple. 3 ingredients. You want to toss it a little bit. Oh, this is good. This is going to be good. And you want to spread it out as best you can. And that way it really caramelizes. We're going to put it in the oven. The oven is heated up at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. We're going to watch it. Make sure it gets just perfectly caramelized, and that'll be part of our salad. Parts of the salad that I personally love is that we fry a little bit of goat cheese and put it on top, which is great because it's so rich. We fry it up, it's crispy on the outside, nice, and you know, that tartness of the goat cheese really lends well to everything else that's in there, the sweet caramelized fennel that's in the oven right now. So what we have here is actually, I have some goat cheese. This is really cool because I got this locally. It's from Wisconsin. And egg and breadcrumbs. Very easy. Things that you have at home. And what we're going to do, and there's a couple tricks here because as you guys know, goat cheese is super sticky and it could get everywhere. So breading it could be kind of a challenge. But my trick to breading this and not getting it totally all over the place is making sure that you put it in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes before you start breading it, and that way it holds together better. And also the trick is that you have to work quickly, so we gotta start on that now. And you can get goat cheese in logs, which I actually prefer, but today I have it this way. So what we're gonna do, and a little bit of goat cheese goes a long way, right? So you can see, let me move this a little bit here. We're gonna slice up our goat cheese here. And I put it in the freezer. Like I said, you have to be very careful because it gets super crumbly. See, it's crumbling on me right now. And if it gets, if it starts to get soft on you, just put it back again. Put your log or you know, put it back in the freezer. So a little bit of this, we're gonna put it in to our egg wash. A little bit goes a long way. And then into the bread. So I have a frying pan here set to medium. We're going to add a little bit of oil. While this is heating up, I put my goat cheese back in the freezer just to solidify again, because like I said, after your warm hands get on the goat cheese, it starts to get warm and sticky. So we don't want that for the frying. We want it to keep its shape as much as possible. And I put down here just a couple tablespoons of oil, olive oil, or whatever oil you have. Get that heated through, and I'm going to take the goat cheese out of the freezer. That way it's not super sticky and it's kind of, it gets hard. And just 5 minutes in there really goes a long way and really helps. So let's see here, make sure that's hot enough. Turn up the heat a little bit. And what you want to do is make sure that the oil and that your pan is hot. That way it gets crispy and nice and brown without it getting soggy. And that's kind of a really great trick when people say, oh, you know, I hate frying stuff because it's always soggy and greasy. And it's probably, most probably, because your pan wasn't hot enough. And that's how you get greasy food. So that's what we want to make sure right now. You could kind of see the oil glistening too when it's ready. And it looks just about ready. And let's go put in a little piece here. So we have our fried goat cheese here. It looks so good. It smells so good. And actually I can't help it, so I'm going to take a little piece off. They won't notice. It's perfect. Really putting it in the freezer for a little bit really helps to get it breaded together. And don't worry if they're not perfect rounds or, you know, whatever shape, as long as they're perfectly crispy fried and you get this beautiful golden brown color, is exactly what you want. So we have it set aside. Our fennel is going to take probably another 10 more minutes, and that should be done. While that's working, I'm going to work on putting the salad together, and all we need to do is put the fennel on top. I have here some baby spinach, a half a pound. I mean, you could buy these anywhere, right? So good, so fresh. Instead of using just your typical romaine iceberg lettuce, we want to use a deep green. It's really nice, festive, nice color. And baby kale. Baby kale is so great because the regular kale I don't recommend for salads because it's a little bit tough. The leaves are a little bit more tender, much easier to eat raw for your digestive system. So I have here this big clam, which is 9 ounces, and we won't really need too much of this. We're going to take a couple handfuls and mixing it up. And that's another great trick for salads, is try and use a couple different greens and put them together. So we're going to put that together just like that. Easy, super easy. Put that away. So we have here our tender baby kale and baby spinach. And while that's there, I have a couple oranges that we're going to segment, okay? So we are going to take our knife. You can use a paring knife at home. Let's see here. It smells so good. But I am comfortable with this knife. So you can use oranges, grapefruits, whatever citrus that you see. If you have pomelo, I love pomelo, which is huge, kind of a melon size. It looks like an overgrown grapefruit. See it a lot in the islands, in the Philippines for sure. It's a little bit more expensive, but that's a nice fancy different citrus that not many, you know, it's not really the norm outside of an orange that you could put into the salad. And what we want to do is, again, easily segment this, and like I said, this is small enough where the segments I'm not too bothered by. And I wanted to put some of it in with the greens so that we could toss it together and it becomes kind of its own dressing, like its own vinaigrette, and then we're going to put the rest around it later for decoration. So one is in here with it, which we're going to toss in with your kale and your baby spinach. And then we have a couple carrots. Carrots, it's pretty boring. It's just a carrot. And to chop them into rings or half moons is pretty boring, but I'm going to show you a really great fancy trick. I have here my trusty peeler, and we're going to peel the outer skins off because we're eating this raw. A lot of times I just leave it on if I put carrots in stews or soups. I leave that on because it's good for you, fiber, right? So let's see here. So instead of cutting them, you know, just normal slicing them through, what I'm going to do is use the same peeler and make them into ribbons. So then you have ribbons of carrots that you put into your salad that become tender and super pretty. Just a really nice presentation, an elegant way to serve your carrots in your salad, different. And that's all you do. You didn't do anything extra. It's actually much quicker, I think, and more fun. And you can have your kids help you to put the salad together with your peeler and make your salad very beautiful. And I'm going to take some of our carrot ribbons here and toss it in also. And then the rest we're going to do just like later on for garnish on top and make it look pretty on our platter. And this salad looks pretty already, just like this. And some of that grapefruit juice is already, you know, mixing in with the greens. And really use your hands. Just be gentle with it. It's actually better than tongs. I know some chefs who like to do it by hand. That way you're not messing with the greens and that your greens are not being bruised. They're so pretty already. You want to leave it just like that. We are going to add about a teaspoon of salt, just to blend in there, and a little bit of pepper. People forget that about their salads, that even a little bit of salt and pepper for your salads goes a long way as well, and it helps to give it flavor. And we have here some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add that in. And again, with your hands, gently toss that. You can use any of your favorite vinaigrettes, you know, any kind of dressing. I really recommend a vinaigrette for this, even if you had a champagne vinaigrette maybe. This is just so simple, like I said. The juices from your citrus hitting the greens and getting together with your greens creates, you know, that nice vinaigrette feel, and olive oil that you just toss, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's like a really simple, beautiful salad. So right there, I think that's beautiful, and I could smell our fennel is almost done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our platter ready. Move this. We have this beautiful, nice colored platter here, festive. I'm just going to take a handful of our salad, arrange it nicely here. And don't worry about, you know, placing each leaf in its place. Salad is supposed to look fun, you know, kind of just layer our grapefruit on top. If you have pine nuts, throw in some pine nuts. Pistachios would be great with this. We're going to add some more of our carrot ribbons. And the star of the show, we have here our fennel. Oh, which is perfectly caramelized. Get this out. And you can see here, you just have to be careful because it's hot. Let's move our ribbon carrots here. And you can see here, the edges are caramelized, it's softened. And what we're going to do, let me try the ones that are really caramelized. Hot. Sweet and delicious, and like again, the licorice flavor really, it gets toned down after you roast it, and it becomes sweeter and less of that licoricey, really potent taste of licorice for you guys who don't really appreciate licorice. I think this is perfect. Normally at home, let me just get my little spatula here because it's hot. At home, let it rest a little bit, and that way it's not so hot when it's hitting your greens. So let it rest before you put it on your salad. But here today, what we're going to do is just scoop it up slowly. And what you want to do is just lay that around your salad just like that. Because this is kind of the star of the salad, is your roasted fennel. And you want to put that all over. And again, you don't need to be so specific about where it goes or lands. I think it's pretty just like that. There you go. Oh gosh, this is yummy. Yummy, yummy. Your guests will think that you hired and catered this salad. You hired a chef or something to come in and make this for you. And for you out there, vegetarians, you have vegetarian guests, you're trying to think, what can I give them that's like, oh, here's another salad for my vegetarian guests. This is something different. It's pretty, super elegant. Get this out the way here. Turn this off. Let's clean up the area here, and I'm going to show you just how good it tastes. We're going to put our goat cheese on top, and I'll show you just how we serve this right now to your guests. So we have our salad here, roasted fennel with orange salad. We have the carrot ribbons that we just took with a peeler and turned into ribbons, and we fried some goat cheese, which is totally optional if you don't want to do that. But that, again, is very nice richness. We didn't do any special dressing or vinaigrette because the juice, the natural juices, whatever citrus you decide to use, goes in with your greens, and the olive oil, salt, and pepper, I think, is all you need. That flavor from the fennel is so delicious. Enough of the talking, let's give it a try. We have here some baby spinach. Let's get my tongs. Here, baby spinach, baby kale, which is perfect for salads and even your smoothies. The baby kale is perfect for that. I want to make sure I get, and that goat cheese will act, you know, the creaminess could turn it into like a creamier kind of dressing also. And now we're going to go and try this. Show ya. That is so good. This is such an elegant salad to serve for your holiday dinner, your Christmas dinner, your holiday party with your friends and co-workers. It's really pretty impressive, and you didn't really do much. Very simple. And I hope you give this recipe a try, that you tune in to our next episode next week right here on Great Everyday Meals. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.